Hey guys, my name is Savannah and today we're taking a look at the brand new Grasslands animal pack coming to Planet Zoo tomorrow, December 13th. We'll be getting 7 new habitat animals and technically 5 new exhibit animals. We're getting 5 species of butterflies. So in this video, we're going to take a look at all of those animals as well as a bit of other things that are coming with the pack. So of course, as you can already tell, we're in Mayberry Park Zoo, and the first animal that I want to look at is the armadillo, the 9-banded armadillo. So you can see we have quite a few of them in here, and that's because they actually give birth to 4 armadillo babies at a time. So these guys are going to be ones that you're going to want to pay attention to and make sure to use their contraception so you don't get overrun with armadillos, or maybe you do want to be overrun with armadillos. I would be happy with that. Look how adorable they are. I think Frontier did a fantastic job with the animations and the design of these guys. They are really cute. When they walk around, they do a little rolling animation. Oh, he's going to do it right now in front of us. Oh, no, he's not. He's just going to go to sleep. Faked us out. But anyway, underneath he's got some hair, and then he's got his little armor on top. All these little individual segments do kind of move and bend and twist, so I love that little added feature. Their little necks are kind of funny looking, but that's okay. Their tails are kind of funny looking too. They do this little hop thing, and they're just, they're so cute. There are technically 3 different colorations of them, I believe. If I go over to their menu, we have this one is dark gray. This one right here, again, is dark gray. This one right here is beige gray, so a little bit different. You can kind of sort of see a difference in this. They're all going to be very subtle. As far as I know, there's not a albino version or anything like that. This one's gray-brown. This is going to be the 3rd one over here. So you can see very subtle differences in coloration. Of course, we will do a full species breakdown of these guys, but with them being the 9-banded armadillo, they're a little bit ways away down on my list. But there you go. They're absolutely adorable. We can take a really quick peek at their Zoopedia. Obviously, information here, they're least concerned. They like desert and grassland and tropical and temperate. Here are their space requirements and their region. All the other information here below. I won't read it out to you, but if you want to go ahead and pause it and take a look, you can see down here, number of offspring per mating event, 4. So they do reproduce very, very quickly. They do not have any sort of interspecies bonus living with any other animals. But there is that, our little 9-banded armadillo friend. They're so cute. Look at their little ears. This little animation where they sit next to each other is very, very cute. I love it a lot. I love these guys more than I thought I was going to. But let's go ahead and take a look at our next animal. The next animal we're going to take a look at is the maned wolf. These guys look so good. I love that we got the maned wolf in game. But you can see them here. I actually threw in 3 different colors. Let me pause it so they stop walking around. But 3 different colors because there's 3 different fur colorations. I think there's red shaggy fur, light brown, and orange or something like that. But you can see that one that we were just at was a bit lighter. And these 2 are a bit darker, with this one being maybe just a little bit more orange and this one just a little bit more red. Or maybe just a little shaggier versus not shaggier. But these guys look amazing. They have such a unique look with their long legs and huge ears. I think Frontier did a really, really good job with the model on these guys. I will, however, say the one thing that I don't like is if these guys glitch over like a rock or some sort of obstacle in their enclosure, like many of the animals sometimes do, just because we're building so detailed and it really messes with their traversable area, they look so creepy because their long legs, something about it when they glitch out is just, it's so scary. But I love these guys nonetheless. Walking around, they look absolutely amazing. I have not watched them for too long. It looks like we're going to get a little animation here. Nope. Just kidding, he's gonna run away. I have not seen them interact with one another too much. I did see the mating animation where they just kind of rub their shoulders and their heads together because, as you might have seen, we did get a little baby over here. Let me just enter the camera mode for this one so we can follow him around. Look at this! How adorable is the little baby with the markings on its face, big ears, long legs still, very light in color comparison to the parents. Can you do me a favor? Can you run into the sun? Because that would be just perfect. Thank you very much, little guy. And if you can hear them at all, they sound great in game, so yeah, there you go. Little maned wolf. I just threw them into the wolf habitat in River Rock Zoo because I needed somewhere to kind of show them off. But yeah, that is our little maned wolf. Oh, and very quickly before we jump to our next animal, I totally forgot to jump into the Zoopedia of the maned wolf. So we have our first page here, near threatened, some information. You can see they like tropical and grassland. Shocker, here's their range. Their habitat requirements for 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. We have some species data on this tab here. Only 1 male, 1 female, and they have 1 to 5 babies per mating event, which is pretty cool. They do have some species enrichment, interspecies enrichment bonuses is what I was trying to say, with both the capybara and the giant anteater. So that's pretty cool. They can live with both of those guys. But yeah, so almost forgot. There you go. There's maned wolf. Let's jump into our third animal. So our next animal is the emu. And these guys, again, they look so good. I'm going to feel like a broken record in this video, but I also threw in a cassowary as well as somewhere there's an ostrich in here just for size comparison. Oh, he's way back over there. I'll try to put all 3 of them next to each other in just a minute here, but let's just take a look at the emu. Let me speed it up just a little bit because I'm hoping this guy will kind of walk into the sun for us. No, you're going to sit in the shade? Oh, there you go. Thank you. But they look great. Frontier did a really good job. Look at their itty bitty useless wings. It's so funny, but they did such a good job with the texture. As I talked about in one of my videos going over the emu, they have very interesting feathers where they actually grow multiple feathers out of the single follicle. And then the barbs that normally keep the little bits of feather together that form like what our typical feathers look like over here with the ostrich, they don't stick together. So they have more of this like rug appearance. But they have these funny little froze, the feathers that go all down their head and down the back of their neck. Very, very cool. Their ears, their eyes, their beak, it all looks fantastic. I love the coloring and the shading and everything. And they even have a leucistic version. Check this guy out with his eyes. He looks so good in all white with little itty bitty useless wings. They're so funny. But yeah, those eyes, man, they look crazy. But if you can see here, leucistic, white, shaggy feathers. Looks absolutely amazing. I love it. And then very last, but certainly not least, babies. As I zoom into the babies, look at them. So cute. And I'll let it play again, just so that we can hopefully see. They have a hilarious little animation. I was watching them kind of run around. Is sometimes when they get excited before they start to run, they like jump up in the air and kick their legs like emus do in real life. So it's very cool to see the emus do that in the game. So I'm very happy about that. It looks like none of them are going to get excited right at this moment. But let's go ahead. Let me move all of these guys in a one singular area. So if we move you there, and then the ostrich over here as well. And then where did our cassowary go? Just so that we can see size-wise, where the heck? Oh, he's right in front of me. Size-wise, what all these guys look like together, or at least in closer proximity. So let's get all these guys over here. Just because they're all the, the flightless birds in the game, I'm just kind of curious. Don't run away. Stay right there. I moved the ostrich a little bit too close to the cassowary, but good demonstration. The cassowary quite literally fits under the ostrich, so very small in comparison to our ostrich, and our ostrich is, of course, bigger than our emu, so very cool. They're all pretty accurate in size, I would say. So yeah, there you go. There is our little emu friend. I'll go ahead and play it again, and then, oh, I thought he was gonna run and jump. I wanted to run and jump. Here is their Zoopedia, so a little bit of information. Least concern is what their ranking is. The natural habitat, all from Australia. They like desert, tropical, and you guessed it, grassland. There's the requirements for their habitat size as we go up for that. Species data, if you want to pause it and take a very close look at this, you are welcome to. And let's see, they do not have any interspecies enrichment bonuses for sharing with any animals, which is rather interesting. But clearly in Sandbox, you can put them in with whoever you'd like. So yeah, there's our little emu as he takes a nap. Very, very cute. I'm so excited. The next animal we're taking a look at is our red-necked wallaby, jumping all over this koala habitat. We're still in Caracal Wildlife Park, and this was the habitat I built for the koalas a long time ago, and their traversable area is not very picky. They're hopping up and around all of these rocks, no problem. Oh my goodness, that was a large jump for such a little baby. You can see the one little baby that we have running around in here is an albino. So this one over here, the adult, I think is her father or something like that. Father or mother, obviously. But yeah, we do get an albino version of the red-necked wallaby, as well as 2 different color patterns. 2 or 3, I'm not exactly sure. Again, we'll be doing a full species breakdown of these guys at some point, so that I'll go through and make sure that I have all the colors and everything like that. But I also put in a red kangaroo here just for comparison again. Let me go ahead and pause it and get these guys standing right next to one another so you can see. The wallabies are just so much cuter. I have nothing against the red kangaroos. I think they look absolutely phenomenal. I like this that they're sitting like opposite. They just did the same animation but opposite of one another. But these guys look so tough and so like menacing kind of at some points. Like they're cute, but like cute in a tough guy way. Whereas these guys are they're just cute in a cute way. Like look at their little faces. I'll go look at one in the sun. But you can see here, this is the size comparison between the red kangaroo and the red-necked wallaby down there. Let's see, you're looking into the sun. You are like basking in the sun. How cute is that? But yeah, their little noses with their little smile on their face. Oh my goodness, I love these guys so much. I know I've said it with the last animals too. I really like animals, and I love Planet Zoo to be able to look at these animals up close, and Frontier really does a good job at all of their modeling and stuff. Look at these little whiskers. They look great. They look absolutely phenomenal. So I'll let these guys keep kind of hopping around. As I've been watching them, I really have noticed very similar, if not basically the exact same animations from the red kangaroo to the red-necked wallaby. So I'm pretty sure you can kind of just expect everything to be kind of mirrored. These guys are just clearly much smaller. I did witness it, but unfortunately I didn't record it. The birthing animation is from the pouch, so that's very exciting. If you guys put these in your zoo, you'll have to be sure to check that out. Are you guys gonna do something with each other? I'm trying to catch animations for you guys, but I think you guys are gonna do your mating animation, or if not, just a grooming animation. How sweet is that? Nuzzling their noses. Oh, and itching his back. How fun is that? And then they do this like stand up, alert, look around kind of animation. So yeah, they're very, very cool. Let's go ahead and look at before one of them hops away, their Zoopedia. So here's their information. Least concern. Natural habitat being obviously Australia. They like temperate and grassland. They need this much information, this much space in their habitat for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. They don't need that much space. but they do need a pretty high fence because they are good hoppers. Species data, so 29 males and 29, oh my goodness, so they can have up to 30. If you want to pause it and take a closer look at this, you can, just so that you know what you're getting into if you want to purchase the game. This is, animal information about having them in the game. And then interspecies enrichment, they actually don't have any, which I was rather surprised because I have definitely been to many different zoos that have these guys in with other species of kangaroo, or I think I've even seen them with emu and other birds like that. So I was really surprised that they didn't have any interspecies benefits or anything like that for being in with other animals. But yeah, there you go. Here's our little albino guy gonna take a nap in the sun. I always love finding the different colorations on there. But yeah, that's our red-necked wallaby. Next up is the striped hyena, and I have to say, for the improvements that still need to be made, I actually think these guys are pretty cool. So you can see we have a couple adults in here and a couple little babies. But let me show you real quick, if I just kind of go to a camera mode and follow one of these guys, the hair, the fur on their back actually moves somewhat like independently of the body, kind of like it's almost like it acts like a little bit of an appendage, I guess. But if you can kind of see it like stands up from the rest of the body. And I don't remember where I saw it, but I thought I remembered seeing something saying that this was going to be the first animal that was going to have hair or fur that acted this way. I'm trying to get a hold of this guy because he's in the sun. But yeah, as these guys move around, you can see that top fur kind of moves around with them. And when they turn, the fur kind of turns as well. See that when he turns around, it kind of sticks out. And I think that's a cool touch. Like I said, I still think improvements need to be made with the design and everything. But if I can get this guy to stop when he stops running, their posture and their stance is actually a little bit more spot on than I think the spotted hyena was. They do have a noticeable slant down their back, longer front legs, shorter back legs. I know he's standing on a hill, but I promise it's there even when they're flat. Ears still need a little bit of adjustment. Eyes still need a little bit of adjustment, but their pattern actually looks great to me. Maybe a little bit more bulk and shag, like around this area on the body and maybe on the chest as well, to really give that tapered look where they're kind of big and bulky up here and then they kind of slope downwards. But overall, not a terrible design, I'm gonna say. I am happy with this one. I am happy that they're in game mostly. Like I kind of said in our screenshot reveal video, I am just excited always to get new animals, and no different here. I'm just excited to get new animals, and look at the little babies. Look so absolutely adorable. And if you guys think they look adorable because they're incorrect, that's okay. I think they look adorable. So I'll be building for these guys very soon. I did go ahead and throw them in our spotted hyena habitat that I built for our African restaurant. If I zoom out, you can kind of see where I'm at here, our African restaurant. So I just kind of threw them in here so you could take a look at them. But yeah, that's our little striped coyote. My goodness, my brain. Striped hyena. Let's take a look very quickly at their Zoopedia. Here is some information up front for you. Near threatened, natural habitats all over Africa, but these guys actually extend a little bit more off the African continent than other species of hyena. Desert, tropical, shocker, grassland, and temperate environments. Here is their size requirements for their enclosure, kind of going up from 1 to 5 there. Here is their species data tab. If you want to pause this and take a look at this a little closer, you are welcome to. Usually only like one male and one female in the group. I was actually hoping that this would be a little different, maybe one female and a couple males or so, but just one male, one female, and then no interspecies benefits, enrichment, whatever you want to call it. Let me just take a look really quickly at the spotted hyena. So these guys are 2 males and 2 females. So Somebody mentioned in one of my comments saying that I was incorrect in that these guys already had a social group that featured a female-dominated group, and they don't. So they can have 2 females and 2 males. What I was hoping for was more like 1 female and a few males to be a little bit more reflective on wild populations and groups, but that's okay. Still happy nonetheless. So yeah, that is our striped hyena. Oh, and very quickly, I totally forgot to compare our spotted hyena with our striped hyena. So let me just go ahead and get these guys in the same general location as well as in the sun for you. So we can just take a quick look in game how these guys look, because I was able to compare their screenshots, but I was not able to compare them actually in the game. No, don't turn away from each other. I just wanted the confetti to go away. There we go. Perfect. So we can see these guys, when they walk, do have a much more hunched back. These guys do have it as well, but these guys, the spotted hyenas, are much more equal in like the length of their legs and everything than the striped hyena is. You can see now that it's on flat ground, you can see these guys have a taller front legs, shorter back legs. That's such a cute picture. I really think they're cute. I know they're not supposed to be that cute, but they're cute. So yeah, there you go. There is them kind of comparison with one another, walking around and everything. Kind of similar size too, and I'm not super familiar with what the size difference should be on the 2 species. But there you go. There's our striped and our spotted hyena. Last but certainly not least of our habitat animals, we have our blue wildebeest. Now, most of these are blue wildebeest in here. This one right here is a black wildebeest, just for comparison purposes. But, oh my goodness, we have an albino baby. I just noticed that. These guys must have been born while I was over dealing with the striped hyenas over there. We have an albino blue wildebeest as well as a golden blue wildebeest. So those are very cool, different colorations. Very awesome. So we have a baby albino and normal babies here. Let me go ahead and get closer for you so you can just take a look. I really like the design of these guys as well. The mane is really well done. Their little beards are really well done. I love the stripes on their side. And if we can see let me go ahead and just pause it. Let's do our normal thing. Let's put these guys together in the sun and hope that they stay in a relatively good position while the confetti clears so that we can take a look at them and they're facing the sun. And, oh, actually stay right there. Do not move. Oh, you had to ruin it. That's fine. They're opposite of one another. So here you can see they are relatively similar size. These guys may be a little bit bigger. They're slightly on an incline here. But they have a slightly different shape, whereas these guys are a little bit smaller. These guys have a bit of chest hair and more pointy beard. They also have some hair coming off of their nose as well. And this guy does not, but he has that striking contrast pattern down his face. I'll hit play just in case these guys walk into the sun. But there you go. There are the 2 of them, kind of comparison, walking around with one another. Really cool to have some diversity in your habitats just between the 2 different species. And then, of course, we have our golden one, which looks absolutely fantastic. I had no idea this was going to be a color pattern that comes in the game. But you can see if you click on him and you go, or her, excuse me, and you go to this tab right over here, the genetics tab, golden, red fur with orange stripes. So that is pretty cool as well. Are you a golden baby or are you just a normal baby? No, you're just brown fur with dark stripes. Okay, very cool. You're cute nonetheless. But yeah, these guys really cool looking. I love the albino coloration as well. Always cool to see those. I love when they add the special colorings in game. Let's take a very quick look at their Zoopedia blue wildebeest least concern. There's some information about them on the front side there. Natural habitat, Africa, obviously liking grasslands. Here is their size requirements. If we go up to 3, 4, 5, 6, counting with Savannah, very good. Species data tab, 4 to 20, with 1 male being the dominant leader of the group. And a little bit more about their species data there. research status we don't care about, and they do have interspecies enrichment bonuses with many different animals, like I speculated, with all of the different kind of Africa plains grassland animals. So you can make one big African habitat and throw all these guys in it, and that would be pretty cool. So the amount of species that you can kind of throw in a habitat like that is growing and growing and growing, and I think that's awesome. And finally, we've come to our butterflies. We have 5 species of butterfly, all of which are inside this little walkthrough habitat. So what I've done is I've put down a walkthrough habitat, and if I go to the menu here, I've actually added all of the different layout objects that you can possibly have. So if I unclick all these for just a second, you'll see that when you put your butterflies in a walkthrough habitat, they're automatically going to have these little butterfly houses as well as these 2 plants placed in there for you. You can't get rid of those, but you can add all of this extra stuff to kind of make the habitat look filled if you don't want to do too much detailing. Now, of course, you can still grab plants from your nature tab and go ahead and place them in if you want to sink this down or just place this as a tree. They're not going to interact with things like this when you grab a plant and kind of put them in. They won't land on these, but this definitely adds a little bit more backdrop to it. You can see it kind of fills in some empty spaces. You can definitely use build pieces to do whatever you'd like in that regard. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Before we actually zoom in and take a really close look at the butterflies themselves, you can see them kind of flying around. Let me actually show you something new that they added to the walkthrough habitat, and that is this netting version. So when you automatically place your butterflies in here, it's going to change it to the netting walls, and these hanging plants actually come attached to this ceiling. If you go over here and you see ceiling, if I change it to like wire mesh, those are going to go away. But as soon as I change it to the netting, these little plants are included. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then in addition to that, it's in a update, as far as I'm aware, the update 1.12, and not the actual DLC itself. But if we actually go to our construction tab, I forgot where they were for a second, these little netting panels are actually added with the update, I believe, as well, because they're not labeled as a Grasslands Animal Pack object. So you can build off of this, you can go inside and you can create roof structure pieces across the top if you want. These are not on the grid, so you can build with them as you see fit. Obviously, I'm doing a really quick and terrible job there. But yeah, so we got those little pieces, but we also got the hanging, I think it's called, hanging basket. So if you wanted to add this basket and not have it be attached to the roof piece, you can. And it comes with the best thing of all. The best thing is a little chain. Check that out. Let me place it so we can actually take a look at it. Isn't that cool? It's a little chain. It's awesome. It's the best thing ever. I love when they add little tiny pieces like this. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm so excited. Which, speaking of that, let me actually go and we'll look at the signs and the little pieces that were added with this pack as well. So these are all the signs coming with the Grasslands Animal Pack. Obviously, we have a sign for each of the individual species coming to the game. Love this style, these flat kind of 2D artworks for these guys. But then, as you might notice, we actually have moving little statues of all the butterflies as well. So I think these are very cool. Definitely easy to add to your butterfly houses for just a little bit more decor. But, the most exciting thing of all is this. This is my favorite piece from the entire pack. This little itty bitty Grasslands animal sign pole. It's perfect. It's everything I've ever wanted in a piece, and now I can die happy because I have wanted a skinny wire or skinny pole piece so badly. And we got one with the Europe pack, but it just wasn't small enough for me. I actually placed it over here so that I could show it to you. So this right here on the left-hand side is the one coming with the Grasslands pack. Whoa, my goodness. This one right here is the one we got with the Europe pack. So you can see this one pretty skinny. This one even skinnier, and it's perfect, and I love it. So you have that to look forward to if you get the Grasslands pack. Now, right behind it, you might notice new grasses. These are actually not a part of the Grassland animal pack, but should just be in the free update 1.12. They're not labeled as Grassland pieces, but here is this plant that I kept saying in all my screenshot reviews that I thought looked new. It is new. So big blue stem dry large, and then big blue stem grass large. So not a kangaroo paw like somebody was saying, but very cool nonetheless. We also have a red oat grass dry, and then a red oat grass large. Large, medium, small, all these little pieces. So I love the different textures and the different colors, but this is the all-star, this buffalo grass. So this buffalo grass, along with the, let me see, the fog, I think it's called fog grass. Oh my goodness. My new favorite combination in the whole wide world. Look at this. It's perfect. It's perfect. So I am like even more excited to create grassland habitats because the detail that this adds is just incredible. And the fact that we have a dead version as well, or a dried version as well, is perfect. So I'm very excited about the addition to this, just these few little grass pieces. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah. Oh, and how could I forget? How could I forget? We got an armadillo statue. Now, why we didn't get a statue for all the rest of the animals, I'm not quite sure, but we got an armadillo statue. So as we take one more look at the maned wolf, my favorite animal coming to the pack, thank you guys so much for watching. And of course, if you made it this far, please do leave a like on the video and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future content. I've got some speed builds of the new animals, or habitats for the new animals, coming out very soon, as well as maybe starting a new franchise series. So stay tuned for that. Again, thank you guys for watching. You can follow me in all of my social media accounts. All the links are down in the description below. And until next time, I will talk at you guys in the next video.